Everything was controlled by non-Hispanics.
The valley was very different. South Mission, it needed a lot of urban attention, needed infrastructure. The streets were gravel. There was a lot of houses without indoor plumbing. There was this group, it was called MAYO, Mexican American of Gainful Endeavors. And one day I was picked to serve on that group and eventually become the president of that. But it was more of an organization to help the youth in South Mission. And so you can look at South Mission now, it's probably because of all this protesting that took place during that time.
This area had a history of deep-rooted discrimination. For example, there were ordinances that called for people of Mexican descent. After 9:30 at night, they had to be on their side of the railroad tracks, the south side. There was a Mexican Day at the local swimming pool. The story goes that after Mexican Day, they would change the water in the swimming pool. So it was things of that nature. And again, the lack of access to the political process that prompted, a lot of the civil rights activists here in this area.
Alrighty, it is 4:32, and today's date is Monday, October the 14th, 2024, and it is 4:33. So I'm going to call this meeting to order. And the first item is to establish quorum. Ms. Ana, can you do that for us, please?
Yes, ma'am. Mayor Nori Garza,
Present?
Mayor Pro Tem Ruben Plata,
Present.
Councilwoman Jessica Ortega,
Present.
Councilwoman Marissa Gerlach,
Present.
Councilman Alberto Vela.
Present.
Mayor, we've established quorum.
Okay, thank you. The next item is invocation and pledge of allegiance. Please stand.
Heavenly Father, as we gather here today, we pause to remember and honor those who've been touched by breast cancer. We pray for the brave survivors who continue to inspire us with their strength. And for those still in the midst of their fight, we remember those who have lost their lives to this illness, and we ask for comfort and peace to their families. During this month of awareness, help us all to come together as a community in support, compassion, and hope. In your holy name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is disclosure of conflicts of interest. Ms. Ana, was anything filed?
Yes, ma'am. We have Mayor Pro Tem Plata regarding executive session item number 2, Black Diamond.
Okay, thank you. The next item is presentations, but I'd like to take this time to introduce some very, very special guests today. And they are 4th and 5th grade students from Cavazos Elementary. And they are part of Destination Imagination program. Last year, they were honored to go to a state competition. So we're very, very glad to have you here. If you could stand, please, just to be recognized. So my understanding is that we have them
Okay.
until 5 o'clock, so enjoy. And I want to thank their sponsors, Monica Mejia and Amanda Gonzalez. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you. Okay. Alrighty, so first presentation is the proclamation Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Who's Ms. Ana?
Mayor, Council, with us today, we have Mr. Kane Dawson, the Chief Executive Officer for Mission Regional Medical Center, as well as some of his staff, if they'd like to join
come
me
up,
up here
yes.
as we read the proclamation. And the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas breast cancer is the second most commonly diagnosed form of cancer for women in the United States and remains the second leading cause of cancer death among American women. Whereas mammography, an X-ray of the breast, is recognized as the single most effective method of detecting breast changes long before physical symptoms can be seen or felt. Early detection and improved treatment is believed to have significantly reduced the number of deaths caused by breast cancer. Whereas we salute the researchers, scientists, and numerous nonprofit organizations who dedicate themselves to prevention, detection, and treatment. Whereas the 15th annual Mission Pink Walk Run for Breast Cancer Awareness and Treatment was held this Saturday, October 12th, outside of Mission Regional Medical Center, with proceeds from this event helping to provide free mammogram screenings to uninsured women in the Mission area. Whereas Mission Pink is the first and largest 5K walk run of its kind in Hidalgo County, with up to 2,000 people of all ages participating in this charity event sponsored by Mission Regional Medical Center in partnership with the City of Mission year after year. Now, therefore, we, the City Council of the City of Mission, do hereby extend our deepest respect for survivors and those advocating for prevention and a cure, and in doing so, hereby proclaim October 2024 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, proclaimed on this, the 14th day of October, 2024.
I move to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to accept the proclamation as read. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Well, I want to personally thank the city for supporting this event. It was spectacular. You were all well represented, and I know the employees that were there really enjoyed it. Kathleen Avila is my regional director of business development, and she was very much responsible. And Whitney Grajeda is our HR director, and she provided a lot of support. So I'll turn it over to the ladies that actually made it happen. So thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, City Manager, Mr. Perez, Nori, the team, the Councilwoman Marisa, thank you for being out there with us Saturday. We had an actual record-breaking event. We usually average about, just on runners and walkers, about 700 to 750. We had over 1,200 runners and walkers. That's not including the vendors. We had Suerte Bar and Grill, which is a Mission business. We had other vendors as well. Very well-attended event. We had Latin vibes. So we just want to make sure, we just want to express our gratitude. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the volunteers, the medics, everybody that, it's a lot of work, we know. And so we thank you so much for being a part of this for 15 years. We celebrated with the quinceañera, and so it was perfect. And so thank you for supporting us and also supporting the uninsured women of the Rio Grande Valley access to life-saving care. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like to come up?
We do have some pink shirts, I know, we passed them out.
Okay. All right. Sure. I will take it. Thank you.
Right.
Right there. Very good. And 3, 2. Here we go. 3, 2. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We got to keep this wonderful. Thank you.
We're going to go down and take a picture with the students now that we're all here. Oh, one's in the restroom.
Sounds like leadership. Come on. Great job.
Let's even up, guys.
So-
On this side. Okay.
I feel tall. Bless you.
And camera 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. One more. Smile. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Good man. Bless you.
The next item is the proclamation for our animal safety, but I was asked to put that on hold until Cynthia got here. So I'm going to go to the next item.
Yeah, I think.
Or is she here? Oh,
yes,
yeah, there
yes,
you are.
there she
Cynthia.
is. Ms.
Okay.
Bailly's here.
Yes, okay. I didn't see you come in.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my goodness.
We have some special guests with us.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council, and City Manager. Thank you for having us today for this special proclamation for Animal Safety and Prevention Month. My name is Stephen Katsaros, the Director of Animal Control and Health. Before you is the engine that drives animal welfare in the City of Mission. The Rio Grande Valley Humane Society, Paws for Help, Rescue, and our staff department here. Okay, the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas October is National Animal Safety and Prevention Month, a month dedicated to promoting the safe practices in handling and caring for both domestic and wild animals. And whereas animals play an important part of our everyday lives, even if we don't personally have pets. So it's vital to make sure that we treat all animals kindly and with the respect and the care that they deserve. Whereas Animal Safety and Prevention Month was created back by the Paul's Foundation, PALS, and is dedicated to helping people and animals coexist in a way that benefits all of nature. They believe that humans must come to know the value of all animals, both domestic and wild, and the important role that they play in our ecosystem. And whereas there are several ways to participate in the National Animal Safety and Prevention Month. Some of them are simple as being aware of the needs of your own old household pets, make sure that they are microchipped with collars, and identification tags are also as important. And whereas, if you don't have pets of your own, you can still participate in Animal Safety and Prevention Month by fostering a pet until it finds a new forever home, or by donating money or needed supplies to your local animal shelter. This will help us ensure that pets are waiting for a home can get a necessary care. Whereas the City Council, City of Mission would like to invite the entire community to support our Mission Animal Shelter and other nonprofits which encourage responsible and compassionate treatment of all animals, and invite you to visit our animal shelter here in Mission. Now, therefore, we, the City Council of the City of Mission, do hereby proclaim October 2024 as National Animal Safety and Prevention Month in Mission, Texas, proclaimed this 14th day of October 2024.
Second. There's a motion and a second to approve the proclamation as read. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Would anybody else want to say a few words?
Good afternoon. I just wanted to say thank you so much for your support at the shelter and with our group Paws for Help. You've been remarkable over the last few years, and we can certainly see how encouraged the community has been in adopting at the shelter. And we just want to say thank you for the partnership and bringing the RGV Humane Society to Mission. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you for all y'all's work. Did you want to say
Hi,
something?
yes. I just wanted to say thank you. We did bring adoptable dogs today. We have plenty of animals on site, and we know their characteristics, so we can find the right pet for you, whether you have kids at home, other pets at home, or just adult kids, or just yourself. We can find the right person for you, right animal for you, excuse me.
Yes.
And we appreciate your continued support, because without y'all, we wouldn't have these beautiful dogs for our residents. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to go down for a picture.
Good.
The next item is Hidalgo County Precinct 3 update on drainage projects. And that's JP.
Hi, good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. Mr. Villarreal, he overbooked his meetings today, but he promised to be here next council meeting.
Okay.
He's bringing also Mr. Raul Cecin, the General Manager for Drainage District Number 1. They're preparing a presentation and giving us an overall presentation on the precincts for their drainage projects and improvements that they have throughout the county.
Okay.
If no questions, Mayor, the next item, as promised, we're bringing you an update on all the drainage projects. Out of the 7 drainage projects, we already constructed 5 projects. We still have 2 pending projects that are still on the design phase. They're about 98% completed on the design. We just need to go back and dust off those plans and update them with new surveys. But we have Mr. Reza Barizamani and Ms. Arisha with B2Z to give us a quick update on these projects. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, Commissioners, thank you. Mr. Perez, thank you for your time. I believe we have a PowerPoint we're going to queue up real quick. Perfect. So I'm going to plug through an update on the 5 projects that we, so Reza Barizamani, Project Manager with B2Z Engineering, proudly based in Mission, Texas. Commissioner, I believe this is the first time we're presenting to you on these projects, so feel free to stop me with any questions. You too, Mr. Perez. I think the rest of the council is pretty familiar with the projects as is. But as Mr. Terrazas referenced, we've completed the 5 projects, Stewart, Esperanza, Gabriel, Glasscock, and Tulip. And Elm and Leandro will be are the next 2 projects we're going to be moving to construction. I'll walk through them in general, give you some highlights on the projects. Starting with the Stewart project, this is going to be from Madison Avenue North to the Irrigation District Number 1 canal. The engineer of record was Mr. Javier Hinojosa. We were engaged back in 2021 by City Council to not just oversee construction, but also to assist and oversee in production and plan development. 7 different consultants were hired by the City Council to develop these projects, and we worked very closely with the engineers of record in QCQAing their plans and overseeing the plans, working with Mr. Terrazas in the engineering department here as well to ensure that the scope of the project was being met. So our involvement was during design. We worked very closely with the engineers, and then when it went to construction, we worked as an extension of the staff in addressing public concerns and public involvement, working directly with the contractors. This project was completed on time and within budget. The original contract amount was $3.3 million. It was awarded to construction in July of 2022 and completed in September. I'm sorry, notice to proceed in September and completed in November of 2023. I don't know if you've had the benefit of going out to see the project, but it was completed and had a considerable amount of additional, not just drainage improvements, but paving as well within the community. There was an estimated 1,000 homes that benefited from the drainage area that this project served, the contributing drainage area, and as well as almost 90 businesses benefited from this project.
And this is known as Phase 1, right?
That's
This is
correct.
Phase 1.
Yes, ma'am. Moving on to the Esperanza project. This is from the Mission Lateral North to the Mile 3 project. Design engineer on this one was Tedzi. This project was also done on time and within budget. No liquidated damages were engaged. Original contract amount of $5.4 million. We did end up with a $5.6 million project where we added some additional scope to the contractor and extended some of the change orders, worked very closely with City Engineering Department on that. We gave a award in July of 22 with a notice to proceed in October. And a completion date in November of 2023, so just over a year to complete this project. Again, all punch list items and warranty retainage, everything was released on this project. It consisted of a significant amount of drainage improvements, and 19 streets were also overlaid as part of this project. So it really It really helped the area. Over 1,600 homes benefited from the drainage improvements on this project, as well as over 50 businesses. So this was a targeted project that was considered by City Council to provide a lot of bang for your buck. The Gabriel Street project from Girasol to West 25th Street, Girasol and West 25th Street north to the canal. Engineer of record was M2 Engineering. Again, project was on time and within budget. Original contract amount was $2 million. Total contract amount was $2.1 million, where we added some additional scope to the project as the project evolved. This project was given a notice to proceed in November of 22 with a completion date in October of 23, so again, just over a year. This project benefited over 340 homes, as well as a business that was inside the contributing drainage and watershed for this project. And that's on the Gabriel project. The Glasscock project, which was from Tilly Lane North to the Edinburgh Main Canal. Engineer of record was Ms. Diana Izaguirre Engineering. Project came in on time and within budget. Original bid amount was $3.7 million. We ended up with $4.3 million total construction cost because we did add considerable additional amount of scope to this project as the project evolved and as we heard back from the city and worked with Mr. Terrazas. Completion date on this project was August 28th of 2024, so this project was recently completed. This project included not just various drainage improvements, but paving of over 14 streets within the community. Over 500 homes benefited and approximately 30 businesses from the Glasscock Road project. And the Tulip Road project from 23rd Street North to the Edinburgh Main Canal. Engineer of record was HCE. This project had an original construction cost estimate, construction contract amount of $1.8 million. With the change order that we added with days and for additional scope, it came into just under $2 million on this project. It was awarded in September of 22 and completed in July of 23. This project included a significant amount of drainage and detention areas within the community. Over 13 streets were overlaid, over 200 homes benefited. There were no businesses, and this was a heavily residential area. These projects were particularly complex in that they were inside of subdivisions, existing subdivisions, and so it wasn't like a lot of these infrastructure projects where we work outside of the subdivision. So utilities were a big issue on a lot of these projects, and making sure that we weren't cutting off services to the homes and that we were in constant communication with the affected constituents was something that we made sure was at the forefront. The last two projects that have not gone to construction, that are pending construction, but are fully completed with signed sealed plans now, is going to be your Elm Street Drainage Improvement Project. The engineer of record is Mr. Julio Cerda at South Texas Infrastructure Group. That project has a construction cost estimate, an engineer's cost estimate of $4.6 million. The base bid on that project is around $2 million, which was the original kind of scope. Alternate one is equally as big, which is the main arterial to get the water out of that subdivision, those drainage improvements. The one thing that is pending on this project is as far as I know, I haven't gotten an update on it, is the railroad crossing. The crossing of the trunk line, jack and board under the railroad at business. I believe that the engineer of record, and I think the city is still actively working on that permit for the railroad. And so this is a project that I think the city is looking to fund on the next funding opportunity. But the plans are complete, and that pending item is that railroad coordination, which could take some considerable time to do. I know those railroad permits, this shouldn't be as bad because it's just a jack and bore underneath the railroads, no open cut, you're not doing anything of that nature, but those do take some time, and so that communication and coordination is still pending on the Elm Street Drainage Improvement Project. That one's sitting at a $4.6 million engineer's estimate.
Do you have a update on the crossing permit? On the railroad permit?
No, Mayor, I mean, yeah, that's, we're still working
Just
with the
waiting.
railroad and, yes.
Okay.
Waiting on them to respond.
Okay,
And you know how long it took for Taylor Road, so.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Taylor, Taylor is a nightmare in getting that permit, but Taylor is much more complicated, Mayor, because we're adding the number of lanes crossing the railroad at Taylor, and the railroad looks at that as a huge liability.
Right.
It also affects with the open cut and planking at the railroad. This is not that complicated because you're not really touching the railroad, or you're jacking and boring from outside. However, that coordination still is lengthy, and the railroad is still a bureaucracy in and of itself. So we're happy to help with that and help facilitate that coordination. We'll continue to work with JP and the team on getting that done. And then the last project is the Leonardo Drainage Improvement Project. The engineer of record is Mr. Ricky Hinojosa. Plans are complete on that project. He's got an engineer's estimate of $1.3 million on that project. Again, those projects are what you call shelved projects, ready to go to construction. We're ready to let on those projects, other than the railroad permit that would be needed. So those two projects combined, you're looking at around 4.6, so around $6 million in additional drainage improvement projects between those two that are pending on your 2018, your 2021 $18 million drainage bond that the city issued out. I know I ran through them pretty quickly, but my team and I are here to answer any questions you may have on the status of any of these projects.
That was a good presentation, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's all, those are the only two that are pending, right, that we've been.
Yes. Any questions? No, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Nothing? No, thank you. Okay. All righty. Thank you very much. We'll move on to the next item, and that is a report from our chamber.
Hi, good evening, Mayor.
You're on Zoom, okay.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor, Council, and City Manager Mike. Wonderful activities happening at the Chamber of Commerce. Tomorrow, Tuesday, October 15th, we are hosting our morning networking program, A Coffee, Croissants, and Commerce. The focus is healthcare insurance education for small businesses and sole proprietors. It will be taking place at the Chamber from 9 to 10:30 a.m. And simultaneously, partnering with the City of Mission to host a ribbon cutting for First Street, which we're really excited. It is connecting Glasscock Road and Sherry Road as well. And that's going to be tomorrow, October 15th at 10 a.m. Thursday, October 17th at 2 p.m., partnering with our UTRGV SBDC, we do have an educational seminar on El Poder de la Planificación Empresarial. And it will include content such as Plan de Negocios, what is it, and how to use it. Tuesday, October 22nd at 6 p.m., we've got some business growth. We are celebrating a milestone ribbon cutting with Taqueria Oviedo. This will be their 21st anniversary. So it's happening next Tuesday, October 22nd at 6 p.m. Please join us for some tacos. On Wednesday, October 23rd at 2 p.m., with our partners at UTRGV SBDC, we are hosting a webinar on 11 strategies for small business success. Thursday, October 24th at 5 p.m., we have another ribbon cutting for the grand opening of Texas Healthcare Imaging. And in our upcoming signature events, we are now planning our annual Health and Wellness Fair happening December 5th and 6th, where blood work will be given to the community. We invite anyone interested to come and promote their services with us. And as we kick off another successful year, we will be doing an annual mail out to all of our members with the impact report. So we're really excited. And just to put on everyone's radar, on November 21st, to kick off the holiday season and to thank our members for another year, we are hosting our annual holiday appreciation breakfast at 9 a.m. And that is all I have this evening, Mayor and Council.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, the next item is a report from our Mission Economic Development Corporation.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council. Thank you for having me. Tecla Garcia, CEO of the Mission Economic Development Corporation. I want to take a few minutes today to give you an update on our small business programs that we're going, especially the ones that we're in now. This past year, we did about 6 small business programs, and we allocated out about close to $600,000 to small businesses here in Mission.
Hold on.
You'll echo, right?
Are you?
Here? Okay. So again, we administered about, in 6 different programs, we allocated funds to about 6 different programs, some on our own, some through partnerships, including UTRGV. And we were able to fund these businesses. And so from afar, and I'm reading out stats to you, it looks like we helped businesses. But when we get in there and talk to these business folks and listen to their stories and talk about what they plan to do in Mission and why they're so happy to be here and what a difference funds that ultimately you allow us to allocate to these businesses and support them, their stories are really touching and wonderful, and you get to understand why they're in business and why they want to do so well here in this city. So inspirational, no doubt, for us. Today, we've got Brianna Cáceres, our programs manager, who handles these programs. She's a frontline person for us and deals a lot more with these individuals and businesses than I. And she's going to give you a quick review of some of the things we've done and then some of the things we're about to do. So if you allow her to come up, she'll be able to do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Board. Again, I'm Brianna Cáceres, the Manager of Marketing and Programs for the Mission EDC. And today I'll be presenting on the programs and the different initiatives that the Mission EDC offers to small businesses. So we do have 3 main programs that we roll out in the fall, spring, and summer. So depending on what type of entrepreneur you are, if you're just starting, or if you're an existing business owner, or you're located in the Conway area, we definitely have something for you at the Mission EDC. So the one that we're rolling out right now is the Ruby Red Ventures Build Mission Fund. Ruby Red Ventures previously was a pitch-style competition, and it was only for business owners that had that idea but didn't really know what to do with it. We wanted to revamp that program and kind of honor and support our existing business owners that have been in the city for 25 plus years. So we created a program for existing business owners that have been in business for 2 years. They can apply for funding for whatever it is that they may need for their business, whether it's operations sustainability, infrastructure, fixing their plumbing. They can apply for the Build Mission Fund, and that's rolling out as we speak. So applications do close on November 1st. So if there's anybody that falls in that category that you can think of, feel free to encourage them to apply. And they can apply for up to $15,000. For the competition, it's for startups and aspiring entrepreneurs, and we did a collaboration with UTRGV, so these business owners do go through a 6 weeks business foundation course and then are able to pitch their idea to a panel of judges for funding. And what we recently just wrapped up was the Downtown Assistance Program for businesses located on Conway from 1st Street to 18th, 1 block east or west, and they could apply for repairs, facade improvements, plumbing, electrical work, and more. And those businesses could apply for up to $25,000. So just recapping the Downtown Assistance Program, we call it DAP for short. Again, they must be located within those boundaries from 1st to 18th Street. And we did award 6 different businesses, and we allocated $150,000 in grant funding. So the businesses that we were awarded is Annalise Taqueria, which recently she just won the James Beard Award. So if you want good tacos in the city of Mission, definitely recommend her restaurant. Also, Little Joe's Barbershop, the Drunken Chicken, which is a Mission barbecue staple, the Border Theater, which we all know and love, Baldo's Tires and Wheels, and the Hookup Barber University. So we do have 3 videos that we recorded while we were awarding these businesses, and we're going to show those today. So the first one, I believe, is the Border Theater.
When we bought the space in 2000. 2019, it was not a very good time. We were struggling to have it open, but we stay strong, right, behind the pandemic.
Today, we're here at the Border Theater that has been in the city of Mission for over 81 years. This is really special. I want to congratulate the Alvarado family, and I want to thank them for keeping this theater open to our residents.
We needed this money, right, to renovate and the facade outside of the border, and we're so happy that we received this award. Our vision is to have it open for the community, for the next generations. I want to say to Mission EDC, thank you very much for making us part of their vision.
Okay, the next business is the Drunken Chicken.
We congratulate you, and we're here to award you with this beautiful check, well-deserved, and we hope it helps your family.
At the Mission EDC, we love assisting small businesses. We're here at Drunken Chicken, a Mission staple business, awarding $25,000 as part of our Downtown Assistance Program.
So we started off on the south side of Mission on Mayberry and First Street. We were out there for about 6 years. So started off with maybe like 6 tables, and then we grew a little bit. So we went and expanded, and we got this location was opened up here on Conway and downtown Mission. We've been very successful. The city of Mission has been awesome. We had some plans to add ice cream, banana splits, sundaes, and what have you. So that's going to help with that. The wiring, we have some lights. We're planning on opening later at night. So we're liking some outdoor lighting, do some wiring and stuff that we need to upgrade as well. So it's going to be a big, big help for us.
Empezamos aquí con una tapicería, era el trabajo de mi esposo. Y con el tiempo ya él se retiró y empezamos a rentarlo. Y eso ha pasado más de 50 años.
We really are very grateful. As you can imagine, a building that's over 50 years old is very, very hard to keep up with. This grant's going to be really helpful to be able to have a better facade, if you will, of the building. My parents really wanted all of us to get an education, and that's what they really strive for. And I think that this shop in particular really provided that for us.
Todo el tiempo hemos estado aquí al tanto de lo que tenemos, ¿verdad? Y pues ha sido una vida muy bonita.
Okay, and now I'll talk a little bit about Ruby Red Ventures, the Build Mission Fund, which is a small business grant that we actually have live right now. So feel free to scan the QR code. It'll take you directly to our website where you can apply. The applications do close on November 1st. And at the Mission EDC, our mission is your business's success. At the Mission EDC, this grant program will assist small businesses in Mission with operation sustainability, facility improvements, expansion, and more. Again, the online portal is open and will close on November 1st. Eligibility and guidelines. The business must be located within the Mission city limits, have less than 30 employees, be generating less than $1 million in annual revenue, and be in operation for at least 2 years. They can apply for up to $15,000 based on their project plan, cost estimates, and need. And only one application is open per business, or is allowed per business, excuse me. So here are the boundaries. It's quite big, so a lot of businesses are eligible, so encourage your family, your friends, anybody that you know that may have a small business to apply. They can apply for inventory, for marketing, if they're wanting a new website, they're wanting to train their employees, any renovations to their building, purchasing supplies, purchasing equipment. There's not really anything that's off limits, so whatever the business may need. For example, last year we had a barber shop that needed new barber chairs. And we were able to fund them with that. So we've been going door to door, putting ads in our local paper, doing TV interviews, radio interviews, and posting on our social media, which is the best way that you can follow us and follow the program to see any requirements or eligibility. We do suggest that when applying, that you put as many relevant documents as possible to help your application stand out. If this is pictures of your business, any renderings, any blueprints of what's expected. And if you have a doubt, apply anyway. Again, very broad, this program, so if they have a doubt, have them apply anyway. I'm the administrator for, oh, sorry.
Can you go back a couple of slides?
Yeah.
That one. Is that, the dotted line, is that pretty much our city limits?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
that's our boundaries, yeah.
So anything within the city
Right.
limits? Okay, is eligible.
Mhm.
Thank you.
So we do have 2 info sessions happening tomorrow and Wednesday. If you can't join us tomorrow at the Seed, feel free to join us virtually on Zoom, which will happen at 5:30. And I'll be answering any questions regarding the program, and you can also take a picture of my email, my work cell, and you can always call us at the office. And again, here's the QR code. Feel free to, visit us in person. We can help you with the application or apply online. But thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brianna. An excellent job putting these programs together. We will say that we've already held 2 information sessions. These are the second 2, short notice, but we had about how many attendees?
We had 11 in person and then 5 virtual.
So there's people, and then last year we had about 40-something applications, is that right?
Oh, for Michigan, it was like 120.
We had 120 applications. We'll award 15, up to $15,000 per. Some folks didn't ask for the full 15, but if we do that, maybe we can sneak in a few more for the funds we have available. But we'll award at least $15,000 awards to the small businesses. And last year we had a variety of small businesses here in Mission. And last year's winners are not allowed to apply this year. We're trying to spread the wealth a little bit, so they can come back at a different time. But yes, that kind of covers our programs, Mayor. I hope y'all find that satisfactory, and hopefully the public is informed and they can apply for these. And we've got more rounds, especially for the downtown folks in the near future. With that, I'd like to add just one other item. I'd like to introduce a couple of team members that are with us today as well, sitting in the audience. We have Stephanie Mendiola, who is our project manager. She does a great job for us. And then we have Ruben Ramos, who's our new Director of Business Development, which some of you have met already, but I wanted to make sure to introduce them while they're here.
All righty. Thank you very much, and welcome on board, Ruben. Okay.
And thank you very much, Mayor, City Council. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions? Good job, right? Yes. All right. The next item is the departmental reports. Those were in our packets. Are there any questions or comments or a motion?
I move to approve the reports as presented.
Second.
There is a motion and a second to approve the reports as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously 4-0. Next item is citizens' participation. Ms. Ana, has anyone signed up?
Yes, ma'am. We have Ms. Karen Pruitt, and she is on Zoom.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Karen Pruitt. I live at 2101 Mob Drive in Mission. I am speaking actually about item number 51. I also addressed this last council meeting. Item number 51 is renewing the contract for KM International. The current budget that was approved by the city council did not have this amount budgeted, and at the monthly rate of $6,750 or $81,000 a year is a great increase. I did see in the packet that a budget amendment would need to take place in order to approve this. I spoke last meeting about seeing evidence of the public relations and communications that this media relations service provided last year to warrant renewing this contract. And I realize that $81,000 is a minor amount compared to the millions of dollars that the city deals with. However, the median income, according to Google, for Mission residents is $56,421 in 2022. And so 81,000 is 1.5 times that amount. I did not file a request to find out what the salaries are for the 4 current media relations employees, but I would be surprised if they are over 81,000. With approval of the tax increase, according to the Progress Times September 27th edition, it would be an estimate of approximately $150 for every Mission homeowner for increasing their tax bill. So if we take that times the Google amount of 28,467 households, that's a $4.2 million increase in the amount coming in. Of course, that's if everybody pays their taxes. So I am requesting that I would urge the city council members to deny this item if the evidence was not produced that you feel is worth the $81,000. And I did receive a lot of support from other community members who contacted me and thanked me for speaking up about this. So that's why I went ahead and spoke up again this week. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Pruitt. Anyone else? No? Okay. Before we go into the public hearing portion of our meeting, I'm going to move things around and I'm going to go to items, the tabled items 50 and 51. Is there a motion to remove those items from the table?
So moved.
Second. Okay, there's a motion and a second to remove items number 50 and 51 from the table. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion, oh, I'm sorry. And also item number 49, right? Yes.
49 also.
Can you
Yeah.
amend your?
Okay, I'm going to amend my motion and to include item number 49.
Okay, so we're.
Second.
All right, so the motion on the table is to remove item 49, 50, and 51 from the table. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. So,
Yes,
Mr. Pettis?
Madam Mayor and City Council, 49, I've had meetings with the city attorney, and she has since talked to our planning director, and we're asking that you remove it from the table. The way we're going to handle this is that they can do it under a Airbnb. So if somebody wants to rent the house, they would rent the whole house and the pool, and then they would have the event. If they get to be a problem, then we would go ahead and then remove that Airbnb. And that way we don't have to change the zone or anything else. Patricia, would you like to add anything?
Just to clarify that it would be considered a short-term rental under our current ordinance, and they would have to abide by those requirements, which include noise and other sort of restrictions within it, and allows for the department to also supervise and monitor any sort of complaints or issues with the property.
Okay. All right, so.
No action, we just need
no
to
action.
remove it from the agenda now.
Okay.
I just need a motion to remove from the agenda.
To remove.
Remove from the agenda because we're not going to be considering it because we're going to handle it differently.
I'll move to remove item number 49 from the agenda.
Second. There's a motion and a second to remove item number 49 as recommended by our city manager from the agenda. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously 4-0. And then our next item.
Item number 50 has to do with Civic Plus. This is a company that we use for our complaints and our 311 and some of our other programs for building inspection and code enforcement. And our website is out of date. The company that had designed it and was maintaining it will no longer maintain it because it's too old. And so they will develop a new one for $23,750, and we're recommending approval on that. And it's something that we can't not do in-house.
Okay. Are there any questions?
When was the last time that we update our web page?
Do you, Kenny, do you know?
As far as updating,
Come on up to the front.
The company that we currently do business with, they are in charge of updating, make sure it's updated, but according to them, It needs to be overhauled. They need to, because of security reasons. And I believe they were charging like $30,000 to update it on there and our current platform that we're hosting.
And when was the last time? Do you remember?
They're supposed to be keeping up on their end.
But when was the last time? When was it created? Do you remember?
I don't know.
It was before you got here?
MPC Studios, and gosh, it was probably like maybe 15 years ago.
But are we paying an annual?
There's the annual fee is $5,000, and with this new one, it would be $4,750.
Right.
So minor saving.
So we need to upgrade it, and it's.
It's a
City
sole
Plus
source vendor
Can
because of the minutes.
interact with our other programs, and it's a little cheaper.
That's what I was going to mention, it's interactive with some of the other programs that we
With
have.
the MuniCode meetings, what we use for our agenda management software is through Civic Plus. So it's even going to help our end through the Civic Plus portal because it's automatically all going to be together. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor, there's no other questions. I would like to make a motion to approve.
Okay. There's a motion and a second to approve the contract with Civic Plus. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
On item 51, relating to the
Thank
public relation with Ken, I'm asking that this item be removed from the agenda.
Mayor, I move to remove the item from the agenda requested by city manager.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to remove item number 51 from the agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Okay, so we're going to go back to our public hearing, and that is plan and zoning recommendations. Ms. Susie?
Good afternoon, Mayor and council members. Item number 9 is a rezoning for a 4.516 acre tract of land out of Lot 6-9, West Addition to Sherryland. This is from AOI Agricultural Open Interim to I-1 Light Industrial. The applicant is Union Design Developers LP. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located approximately 800 feet east of South Sherry Road along the north side of East Military Highway. Surrounding zones agricultural to all directions. Existing land uses are all vacant. The future land use map shows this area as general commercial. The proposed zone does not comply with city's future land use map. However, it complies with a fairly new existing surrounding land uses. Staff notes that the future land use map can be amended to reflect the proposed zone. Staff did mail out 9 notices to property owners within 200-foot radius. Staff has not received any comments in favor or against. P&Z and staff recommended approval. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition of the request? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition of the rezoning request? All right, is there anyone online? No? Okay. Are there any questions for staff?
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve.
Second. There's a motion and a second to approve the rezoning as requested. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no, and that carries ordinance number 5556. Next item.
Item number 10 is a rezoning for a 26.395 acre tract out of a 35.72 acres out of Lot 5-10, West Addition to Sherryland. This is from AOI Agricultural Open Interim to I-1 Light Industrial. The applicant is Union Design Developers LP. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located at the southwest corner of East Military Highway and South Bryan Road. Surrounding zones include light industrial and agricultural to the north and east, and the west and south. Existing land uses are all vacant. The future land use map shows this area as general commercial. The proposal does not comply with city's future land use map. However, it complies with a fairly new existing surrounding land uses. Staff notes that the future land use map can be amended to reflect the proper zone. Staff mailed out 8 notices to property owners within 200-foot radius.
Staff has not received any comments in favor or against the request. We did receive a concern from the United Irrigation District. They have a utility in that area, and they just wanted for us to alert the applicant to just let them know once they're ready to develop, but they're not against the rezoning. P&Z and staff recommended approval. This item is now before you.
Okay, is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Is there anyone online?
No.
No? Okay.
Mayor, I would like, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
There is a motion and a second to approve the rezoning as requested. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 4-0. Next item?
Mayor, that's ordinance
Oh.
5557.
Yes, 5557, sorry.
Item number 11 is a conditional
55,
use
57,
permit for the Cardell Event Center at 2402 Brock Street, Suite C. This would be out of Lot 20, Sherry Business Center, also known as Sherry Business Center Condos Unit Number 3. It's commercially zoned, and the applicant is Julio C. Alanis. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located approximately 130 feet east of Sherry Road along the south side of Brock Street. The applicant is leasing 1,820 square feet suite within a multi-unit commercial plaza for a proposed event center. The applicant proposes to have small-scale events. Access to the site will be provided via a 25-foot driveway off of Sherry Road and Brock Street. Hours of operation are Monday to Thursday from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m., Friday from 6 to 2 a.m., and Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. He proposes to have 4 employees. In reviewing the floor plan, there's a total of 48 seating spaces, which require 16 parking spaces. It is noted that the parking area is held in common. There's 142 existing parking spaces and are shared with other businesses. Staff notes that when this commercial plaza was built, the parking requirements were based on square footage and not on the actual use. Staff mailed out 25 notices to property owners within 200-foot radius. Staff has not received any comments in favor or against the request. Staff notes that more than 50% of the businesses within the plaza are open just Monday to Friday, and they close at 5 p.m. The applicant did amend the hours of operation to avoid any conflicts with other businesses. P&Z and staff recommended approval subject to a 1-year reevaluation after business license issuance to assess the new business, compliance with all city codes, acquisition of a business license prior to occupancy, and CUP not to be transferable to others. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
Okay, is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, good evening, Mayor and City Council. My name is Julio Lanis. I'm a resident of Edinburgh. I'm excited to bring this business to Mission. So far, the city has been awesome in helping, guiding me. It's the first time that I'm opening up a business for myself, and I'm very excited to have this. It's been a lot of learning that's been going on with this business, but I am excited to be in front of you to open up my own business, and yeah, that's all I have for you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any questions or?
I move to approve.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit as requested. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 4-0, and that's ordinance number 5558.
I know, I would like to see maybe we can publicly, I know I get a lot of calls that there's a lot of illegal dumping on that alley.
Okay.
What is the penalties for anybody that is catch illegal dumping? I think it's important for our residents to know that we should keep our city clean, and there's consequences for people.
Chief Torres, Mission PD, they can get arrested for that. We can issue a fine up to $500, or they can be arrested for illegal dumping. We've made arrests in the past for illegal dumping through our Skywatch towers that we've identified license plates. And in fact, we had an individual who threw an entire king-size mattress right in front of the camera, and he ended up being arrested.
I think we need to do like some type of awareness or let the people know that those are the consequences. And I mean, I personally would like for us to pretty much emphasize and work on that.
Yes, sir. We promoted it before with our social media platform, and we'll do it again.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
Chief. Okay, I don't think I've called for the vote yet, right? Right, Anna? We need a vote?
Yes, we
Okay,
need a vote.
so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries unanimously, and that is
55-58.
ordinance 5558. And congratulations. Yes, thank you. All righty, next item.
Item number 12 is a conditional use permit renewal for La Muñequita Ranch Event Center in a property zone AOI Agricultural Open Interim. This is at 3608 Compton Drive. This is out of the north 4 acres of Lot 35 and the south 1.98 acres of Lot 34, Bellwoods Company Subdivision C. It's currently zoned agricultural, and the applicant is Dina Salinas Valdez. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located a quarter-mile north of Mile 2 along the east side of Compton Road. The applicant has been running La Muñequita Ranch for more than 16 years. This is a family-operated property that has several amenities such as a pond, stage, and kitchen used for private family and rental events such as outdoor birthday parties, small weddings, quinceañeras. Access to the property is off of a dirt road off of Compton Road. The last CUP approved for this location was on March 14, 2022 for a period of 2 years after business license issuance. Days and hours of operation are Sunday to Thursday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. due to property management and upkeep, and Friday and Saturday from 8 to 1 depending on scheduled events. For parking, the applicant proposes or has a maximum of 150 gets, which requires 50 parking spaces. There is an area designated for parking within the property. Staff mailed out 11 notices to property owners within 200-foot radius. Staff has not received any comments in favor or against the request. Staff has asked PD for any reports regarding complaints regarding this property. Staff has not received any complaints. Staff does not object to an extended approval tenure. P&Z and staff recommended approval for life of use subject to continued compliance with all city codes, CUP not to be transferable to others. This item is now before you.
Okay, is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to this request?
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon. Yes, Stephanie Salinas, 3318 Compton Drive. I'm directly impacted because I own the 3 acres south of La Muñequita Ranch. So I had several questions, and I guess they weren't answered. So it's going to stay agriculture, and it's just going to be allowed to use as an event center periodically. I guess my problems in the past have been not with Ms. Dina, it was with her ex-husband. But I am very impacted, and I want to be neighborly with her, and I know that she's worked very hard and the economy has been bad. But I'm still natural habitat, still baling, and we've had problems in the past where they've rented out the Muñequita, and the overflow of the parking is all the way in front of my acres, in front of the acres in front. And to say that there have been no police reports, I don't know. I know I called in. But, you know, if it's only going to be used for 4 days, it's not going to be Grand Central Station, okay. But I've also asked for lighting. There has to be lighting in the east side because Compton Drive has no lights. And right now, the way things are for safety, they start drinking and partying. There's no lights out there. And then the road is 12 feet. And I was the one who had that road built with the ex-city manager, Martin Garza. But it does need to be resurfaced. I know at the time they wanted to resurface it, but her ex wouldn't allow it. So I am concerned that there is a lot of traffic in and out, back and forth. I just don't want them parking in front of our place. But I think that it's a beautiful place. No, but I'm just concerned about the well-being of And the way things are now, there's a lot of people renting places and getting wasted and shooting each other out and stuff, and we do really need lights, and we do need to resurface. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Please.
My name is Dina Salinas, 3608 Compton Drive. I am currently the owner of this location. I can answer any questions if you guys have any.
Okay. Any questions for her? No? Any questions? No? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Anyone online? No? Okay. Any discussion or a motion?
Mayor, I move to approve the conditional use permit renewal on a business that has been there for 16 years. And maybe they can work something out with the concerns of Ms. Salinas.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously 4-0. Thank you, Ms. Susan. The next item is the consent agenda, and those are items number 13 through 35.
I want to make a motion to approve removing item 33.
Removing item 33, okay? So there is a motion to approve all of the items
Except 33.
except for 33.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second to approve less item 33. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously 4-0. Okay, so this would be Chief Garcia?
Mayor, if I may, item 18 is Resolution 1921, 19 is 1922, 26 is 1923, 27, 1924, and 28, 1925.
Okay, yes, thank you. Okay, go ahead, Chief.
Ready? Yes, item 33, again, approval of resolution of the City Council of the City of Mission revoking power of attorney granted to Christopher Navarrete and granting power of attorney to Chief Adrian Garcia and Deputy Chief Richard Cruz for the purchase of narcotics for fire-based EMS services. Again, the resolution authorizes Chief Garcia and Deputy Chief Cruz to manage the purchase and necessary documentation of narcotics for the fire-based EMS services. The fire-based EMS services require a consistent and regulated supply of narcotics to ensure the provision of adequate medical care in emergency situations. The purchase and management of these narcotics must comply with federal and state regulations requiring authorized personnel to oversee the procurement process. Again, staff and city manager recommend approval.
Okay. Are there any questions for Chief?
I had a question.
Yes, sir.
Deputy Chief Cruz, is he part of the EMS?
He is, well, he was part of the initial inception of bringing the program off the ground, and he's very well informed with the Department of State Health Services and also the Department or Drug Enforcement Agency, which handles the Schedule I and Schedule II narcotics that we would be dealing with.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I want to see if we can recommend Jorge Flores. He's a nurse.
Yes, sir. The problem with that, he's our administrator of record through the Department of State Health Services, so you really don't want the administrative record to also be the power of attorney. We like to have different people, that way you can kind of have some checks and balances.
But you're also going to be...
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm kind of the backup in case the reason I'm putting myself in there is because in case somebody steps out, one of the things I was afraid of is we only had Chief Navarrete, for example, due to his retirement, could leave us in the lurch if we didn't do this quick enough to be able to keep those medications coming in to supply our ambulances. So I'm putting myself there as kind of a backup.
Oh, okay. That's right. It's going to be you, and then they would be your backup.
Okay. I have a comment. We actually have an ambulance board meeting tomorrow. I would like to, if we could, bring this up at tomorrow's meeting, and so if y'all don't mind, I'd like to table this item. Is that okay, Chief?
Yes, ma'am. I believe we have enough medication to
Okay.
hopefully get us through the end of the month.
Okay.
I just have one question. Is Richard Cruz a paramedic?
He's not a paramedic, but the DEA does not require, it's not a requirement.
And there's, the narcotics are stored on in the ambulance,
So
so he
we-
would not be able to open that box?
So he
I'm
has.
just worried how the.
No.
I'm
He,
just-
all he's going to do is he's going to be signing for the narcotics as they're being delivered.
Oh.
That's a requirement through the Drug Enforcement Agency to be able to sign for him. And then, of course, that gets handed over to another individual that takes the inventory and all that, which is a paramedic.
Okay.
So one of the other reasons, again, I'm trying to get somebody that's on a 40-hour schedule Monday to Friday because you never know when the supply is going to come in. Want to make sure that that individual is readily available to sign off.
So he does have the expertise?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. He was part of the inception of the program, and that's one of the things with Deputy Chief Cruz. He's very well informed with the Department of State Health Services rules and regulations, understands that, and also the Drug Enforcement Agency. And so definitely want somebody that's knows both sides of the fence per se. But I have to keep two people separate so we can keep those checks and balances.
And I understand that, and I agree with that, but
Yes, ma'am.
I still think that we should have our medical director just to kind of oversee this type of stuff, and he'll be at the meeting tomorrow, is my understanding, so if it's okay, I'd like to table.
I move to table item number 33.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to table item number 33. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll move on to item number 36.
Mayor and Council, item number 36 is a preliminary plat approval for Las Cumbres Terrace subdivision. It's a private subdivision. This is a 4.5 acre tract of land, more or less, out of Lot 29-4 West Addition to Sherryland subdivision. It's currently zoned R2 duplex fourplex. Developer is Victor Mesa and the engineer is M2 Engineering. The subdivision is located on the west side of Trosper Road, approximately 660 feet north of Mile 2. The developer is proposing 12 fourplex lots. They will have city water, city sewer. City engineer has reviewed and approved the drainage report. Staff recommends approval subject to payment of capital and sewer recovery fees, payment of park fees, provide water district exclusion, conveyance or payment of water rights. This item is now before you.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the preliminary plat approval as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 4-0. Next item?
Item number 37 is a final plat approval for Retama Phase 6 subdivision. It's a private subdivision. It's a 9.173 acres being out of Lot 14, Del Monte Irrigation Company subdivision. This is currently zone plan unit development, single-family residential. The developer is Road Development, Inc. The engineer is Meldon and Hunt. The proposed site is part of a master plan located at the southeast corner of Benson, Palm Drive, and Military Parkway East. This tract was vacant with a proposed land use for 20 residential lots, 20 cottage lots, and 3 common areas. They have city water, city sewer. City engineer has reviewed and approved the drainage report. This project was previously approved by PNC and Council on January 2024, which included variances. Staff recommended, the only difference was that they added 5 additional residential lots. So staff and PNC recommended approval, subject to payment of capital sewer recovery fees. No park fees since they dedicate the parkland. Installation of street lighting as per city standards, compliance with private street policies, and compliance with all other format findings. This item is now before you.
Are there any questions for staff?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the final plat for Retama Phase 6 subdivision. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. I have a question, Cindy, and this is just a general question. So when you have the dedication of park land, is that actually transferred to the city? the title?
The title.
Is there,
it is-
there is a conveyance?
Yes, there is a conveyance.
Okay.
From the developer to the city.
Right, okay. Just making sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next item?
Next item is authorization to award bid for weedy lot abatement. The City of Mission has accepted and opened 5 bid responses for weedy lot abatement. Staff recommends to award multiple bids on a rotating method to the following 4 vendors: GNV Precision Lawn Care, Alvarado's Maintenance Service, Heaven Landscape, and Condes Landscaping, since there was the 4 lowest responsible bidding meeting all specifications. The contractor will mow all grass, weeds, and underbrush. The contract term would be for 1-year term with 2 one-year renewal options. Staff and city manager recommended approval. This item.
Second. There's a motion and a second to authorize the weedy lot abatement contract. As presented, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously 4-0. Thank you. Next item.
Okay, this is on the, I'm sorry,
We're on 39.
39.
This is
I'm going
the-
to ask that this item be removed from the table.
It's not on the table.
I know, but just removed from the agenda, I'm sorry.
Oh, from the
From the agenda. I need to visit with the chief a little bit on it, because we already have mutual aid to some extent. So we have both 39 that I want to remove, and also the one with La Jolla for 41, so we can visit a little bit further.
Okay, so
So
what-
we could have removed from the agenda 39 and 41, and once we're ready, we'll bring it back.
Okay. That is the,
Well, I would like to see what is the purpose of 41.
Well,
I know
it's-
you want to remove it, but it's already.
Yeah,
on the agenda,
yeah.
I'd like to ask what-
Yeah, chief can explain to you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, item 41, Mr. Councilman Plata, it's just another mutual aid agreement like we have been doing on our EMS side. It's mostly on EMS side. Right now, we have currently 5 mutual aid agreements. We just want to, well, I'm sorry, we had 4. We want to add a 5th, which would be, we have Skyline, not Medicare, Skyline, Lone Star, TransStar, and there's one other I can't think of right off the top of my head. And so we just want to add a 5th one, just because we currently, we're running quite a few EMS calls, so having that 5th ambulance just as additional support whenever we need that mutual aid.
But do we also have a responsibility with it?
Our responsibility, again, any of the mutual aid is they can request us, but does not mean we have to respond. We could always decline if we cannot respond at that particular time. Just like we're doing right now.
Yeah, but we have, you say Skyline and all that, right?
Yes, sir.
So our staff is not responsible to respond to any other calls, am I correct?
At times we are. At times we are if we're available, and we usually look for critical calls. We won't take like a stub toe call and that kind of thing. But if it's a cardiac arrest and they're needing any help, we'll respond if we're available at that particular time.
Well, I just kind of like, I really would like, Mayor, for them to review. I mean, I know when we have a meeting with the staff, there was concern about staff being, like, they feel overworked, fatigue, overtime. So, I mean, I would like for you to consider those things.
Some of the stuff we're going to talk about.
And to me, I mean, with all the respect to our friends in La Jolla, I don't have anything about, I mean, feels like quite a distance for me.
Mhm. Yes, sir. On average, right now, we personally are requesting approximately between 22 to 30 mutual aid requests in town when all of our ambulances are out. So, again, we were thinking, if they're willing to join that rotation per se to assist, but we'll definitely look at it.
And maybe they can give us a report, I mean, so that, in other words, with the ambulance that we have, it seems like there's not enough.
Exactly, sir. So as we mentioned when we got into this, unfortunately, we didn't have good numbers, and now that we're in it 100%, we're starting to see that data come in, and we're starting to realize that 4 ambulances in town might not be enough. So that's why we decided to bring in 4 mutual aid partners to help us whenever our ambulances are out, so they can come in and quickly help transport. So we still send an engine as a first responder, if they're available as well, and then they come in with a mutual aid ambulance to actually do a transport if it's necessary.
I'm pretty sure there's a report that tells us how many each of those 4 had service for the last 2-3 months, especially the last month.
Yes, sir, and that's what I was telling you, is on average, but we can pull the latest numbers, of course. On average, anywhere between 22 to 30 times a month is what we're requesting mutual aid ambulances to come in and assist us. And that's on the EMS side only, not the fire side.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so,
Mayor, may I clarify something?
yes?
With respect to number 39, item number 39 is not a mutual aid agreement. It's actually providing education for students in training to become paramedics or EMTs. And I just wanted to make sure you intended to.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was some.
But I do have a comment in that one. And another, again, if, we don't have to remove it from the agenda, but I would like to table it, because this is also something that I would like our medical director to look at this, because this is, we're bringing in some students from other areas, and they're, from what I'm understanding is that these students would be riding in our boxes, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
For training? And that's something that I would like for our medical director to be okay with, and to kind of, since he is basically overseeing, he's got direct oversight with those items. So this is also something that I'd like to discuss tomorrow, if at all possible.
Just need to have that item tabled then.
Yes. So,
But one, I also have a question. Are we being approached by the Alton Fire Department? Or-
Yes, sir. Yeah, the Alton Fire Department is hosting an EMT program, and part of their EMT program, of course, requires ride-outs and clinicals. And like we have done with other organizations so far, we allow them to do their ride-outs with us, you know. So our equipment's not leaving the city, the students are coming to us, they're just riding as a third rider, getting those clinical hours or those ride-outs, so they can meet the requirements of the program.
And Mayor, may I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Would this then interfere with the training of our EMT,
No.
and our paramedics? Would they, I mean, is there a list, or
No,
is
so
there adequate?
of course, our paramedics, our trainees are going to take priority.
Okay.
Yeah, and so basically, if there is an opening, they would say, hey, we have a couple of openings. We're not the only ones they're doing this with. They're doing affiliations with multiple ambulance services in the area, so they can get their students through the program. Again, Alton's to the north of us, our neighbor. We do a lot of mutual aid with them, and they do assist us from time to time, so we just wanted to be a good partner.
That was just one of the items during our visits with the firefighters, about having time to do training. So I just want to make sure that there was.
Exactly. Our
wouldn't
personnel
interfere
will always
with-
take priority because of our program.
And then I guess I would just piggyback on Mr. Plata's, on the mutual aid ambulance, the 4 that we have, if we can get a report on the calls. Because I think are you saying that 4 is not adequate?
Again,
Are we gonna, do we have openings right now also for people that we're gonna be training, right?
yes, sir.
So what is the goal? How soon are we gonna get all those individuals?
Again, we have a test coming up, I believe, in November, going off of memory. We have an entry-level exam that we're going to be taking.
How many are we trying to hire?
I believe we have 4 positions, but we also have individuals retiring and so on and so forth. So I'm going off of memory here,
Yeah,
total
you're right.
probably
You have
about 9.
4 firefighters right now. They're vacant.
Yeah.
So that means, and those people need to,
they're retiring. We have some
Yeah.
spots that are going to come up.
Right.
so those individuals have to be riding on our,
Those are new.
Exactly. Yes, sir. So when you take into account not just the new personnel, but also take into account the vacancies due to retirements and those kinds of things, we're probably looking anywhere between 8 to 9 positions that we're going to be hiring here pretty quick.
Okay. All right, so what we have on the table right now is we're going to table item number 39,
and 41.
and we're going to remove from the table item number 41.
Right, so we need to have 2 motions. One
Two
to table
motions.
39, and
Okay.
then
I move to table item number 39 and remove from the agenda item number 41.
Second.
I guess we can do one motion. Yeah,
Yes.
okay, so the motion is to table item number 39 and to remove from the agenda item number 41. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 4-0. Okay, next item is item number 40, yes.
40. Okay, number 40, authorization to procure paramedic program training for 12 participants, the amount of $77,220, with a total out-of-pocket cost of $19,305 as part of the Hidalgo County Emergency Services Paramedic Program via interlocal agreement. The Mission Fire Department is seeking authorization to procure paramedic program training for the remaining 12 participants as part of the Hidalgo County Emergency Services Paramedic Program. The total cost for training all 12 participants is $77,220. The City of Mission will initially pay for all 12 students, but will receive a reimbursement of $19,305 for the participants sponsored by other 2 jurisdictions. Additionally, the City of Mission will receive a 50% discount on tuition for 6 of the students it sponsors for a total of $38,610. Total out-of-pocket cost for the City of Mission will be $19,305. Again, staff and city manager do recommend approval.
I move to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the program training as part of Hidalgo County Emergency Services Paramedic Program. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Next item is item number
Thank you.
42, and that's going to, if it's approved, Ms. Ana, what is the resolution number on that?
Would be 1926.
19 what? 26.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. Item number 42, approval of resolution number 1926 of the City Council of the City of Mission, Texas, approving a construction and maintenance agreement with the Texas Department of Transportation for SH 107, also known as Conway, drainage outfall improvements, and authorizing the city manager to execute agreement. The state will, at no cost to the city, will construct a drainage outfall consist of 36-inch reinforced concrete pipe and reinforced concrete manhole within the city's right-of-way along 28th Street, and will install a conflict manhole just north of Turista Road, and where the city's existing sanitary sewer line is in conflict with the state's proposed drainage trunk system. After construction, the city will retain ownership of all necessary drainage improvements beyond the state's right-of-way and maintain the drainage structures improvements within the city's right-of-way at no cost to the state. Staff and city manager recommends approval.
Move to approve, Mayor.
All right.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve resolution number 1926. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item, Chief Torres.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, City Manager. Chief Torres, Mission PD. Item number 43, we request authorization to purchase 2 2024 Polaris Expedition ADV North Star editions in the amount of $89,278 via TIPS contract 210-907. $81,000 will be from Stone Garden funds, and $8,278 would be from the forfeiture account. This will be replacing a previous authorization request to purchase 3 2025 Polaris Ranger Crew XP 1000 premiums. These 2 are the very big ones, like the blue one that we have today. So we request approval.
Okay.
I move to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the purchase of 2 2024 Polaris Expedition. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Next item.
Item number 44, we request authorization to submit payment to Tyler Technologies for the law enforcement record software in the amount of $124,000, $459.18. The service will be paid from November 2024 to October 2025. And this is the NIBRS, which is a National Incident-Based Reporting System. It covers all our record management system, our licenses, our CAT system, evidence, jail, investigations, patrol, and all records that come into the police department. We also recommend approval.
I move to approve.
Second. There's a motion and a second to Authorized payment to Tyler Technologies. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Next item.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Mr. Garcia.
Yes, ma'am. Mayor, City Council, number 45 here, approval of Fourth Amendment for the interim administrative services with the Mission Redevelopment Authority, their tax reinvestment zone number 1 in the city of Mission. The TERS Board has approved the Fourth Amendment to interim administration services by the City Manager's Office. The TERS Board will compensate the City of Mission $11,300 per month during the term of the agreement, which is 6 months. The Fourth Amendment is to be effective, is actually through March 30th, not April 30th, a typo there, and was approved by the TERS Board on September 24th. Staff and City Manager recommend approval.
Okay. Any discussion or motion?
I move to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the Fourth Amendment for interim administrative services with Mission Redevelopment Authority. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously 4-0.
Thank you very
But
much.
it's from November to April, no?
It's 6 months to the
October
through April. So
October
October, November,
what?
December, January, February, March.
Yeah, into March.
Oh, into March.
October what?
October 1.
October 1.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
so we're running behind.
Yes. we are.
We're a little bit behind, yes.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Item number 46.
Andy's not here. He is so Vidal is handling it, and Andy's on line right now, so if you have a question, he will be able to answer it also.
Of course.
Yes.
Item number 49 calls for the approval of resolution number
1927.
amended the resolution of number 1599 establishing a policy guidelines for the utility transfer to the general fund. Resolution number 1599 adopted on May 20th, 2019 established a policy guideline for the utility fund to transfer to the general fund. This resolution emphasizes services that were provided to the utility fund, including city council, city secretary, human resources, finance, IT, purchasing, planning, and facilities, fleet, streets, organizational development, media, legal, fire, and police. Basically, that was an assessment conducted by value on the administrative service provided by the general fund to the utility fund is equivalent to around 10% of the general fund expenditures. This resolution further emphasizes that the city shall annually budget an administrative fee, transfer out from the utility fund, and transfer in to the general fund in an amount equal to 10% of the general fund expenditures. The amended resolution will recommend the change of this language to state an amount not to exceed 10% and allow for such determination to budget less than 10% to be made in the annual budget review process to allow the utility fund to improve its working capital balance and fiscal health.
I move to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve resolution number 1927, amending resolution 1599, establishing a policy guideline for utility fund transfers to the general fund. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously 4-0. Thank you.
Item
Next
number 47, excuse me, is the approval of purchasing department P-card program policies and procedures policy as an addendum to the City of Mission procurement manual. The approval to implement the P-card program policies and procedures manual as an addendum to our current procurement manual is a commercial credit card that facilitates business-to-business purchases. The AP card streamlines the payment process, reduces administrative costs, increases operational efficiency by reducing the time required to procure goods and services, and will generate annual revenue in the form of a rebate. The purpose of this program is to establish policies and procedures regarding the proper use of the P-card, including restrictions and the roles and responsibilities of the program users. Purchases made under the P-card program shall be made in compliance with a manual and applicable laws, rules, and regulations. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
How is this going to work?
Basically, was this going to happen from what I gather? There's a lot of P cards out there, so basically, they're going to be issued to the directors and and some other members, for example, police and fire might need more than one P card. But basically, what we're going to start doing is making them make certain that all transactions, all purchases are turned in on a timely basis. They're going to be taking an exam that they got a score of 90 or better. If they don't, they will not be issued that. Now, any violations, they will amount to 3 warnings, and it might lead up to disciplinary measures, up to termination if they're not in compliance.
Because right now, the way the P card is, we have to load it. So you may have a credit card, but there's nothing on it. So let's say you're in the fire department and you blow some tires or a battery. Oh, by the way, the battery was good. It was just a loose connection. But anyway, you blow a tire. And so you need a tire on the weekend. And so the tires are, because they're expensive tires, are $250. So you have to call. Purchasing has to go ahead and come in and go on their laptop and put it to give you the money in your P card. So it's not really a card. So what you're going to do now is everyone's going to have $999 on their card, except for key personnel, like police and fire. They may need to have, like the police department, they may need to have on theirs $20,000, because like when you have the trailer that crashed into the house, or they might have to go and buy boards and buy something else, and so they need to have it. Now, they're going to be required to have all the receipts in to purchasing so that they can go ahead and get it cleared. But
how does it work? Is it connected?
It's a credit card.
It's a credit card?
It's like a credit card, yes.
It's a credit
And
card.
I can further clarify if you have questions on that. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's exactly the point, like Mr. Pettis said. So the P card system works like a credit card system. So all departments will receive a credit card that they're authorized to spend for their respective departments. Currently, a lot of departments already have P cards. One good example is, of course, our police department, most of our officers have P cards for our travel system. But what they've been doing for the longest time is that they get a purchasing card, and then they still have to submit what we call a purchase order to encumber the funds, right? And that's what typically delays emergency purchases, and more importantly, that also delays the audit to an extent. So what ends up happening is that if this happens on a weekend and personnel are not in the office, we can't push through the purchase order. So what they typically do is they'll spend on the card, and at the end of the month, they have to reconcile all of their transactions to the activity on their P card portal. And that ensures that we're able to keep track of all expenses. So a lot of these systems have already been implemented by City of Weslaco, City of McAllen, City of Mercedes. You're seeing a lot of institutions already implementing this system. We've been doing it kind of the older way. But in addition to this, one of the things that I wanted to clarify on the audit is that at the end of the year, whenever we're reconciling these transactions, whenever we have to close our P card system, we also have to not just consider bank reconciliation. We have to also consider any open encumbrances and purchase orders at the end of the year. So that typically delays us on the audit as well. So this is going to help out with the audit, and then it's also going to help out build flexibility for emergency purchases and departments.
So what bank issued this card?
This is through Citibank.
Citibank. On that,
Yeah, so we currently use Citibank. It's just we're restructuring the card system into a true P card system.
right.
They're the ones that did the loan for our PSI, right? Citibank?
No, Capital One.
Capital.
That's Capital One, yeah, yes.
Yeah. And it works very well.
Right.
Cities have been doing it for a long time. McAllen's probably been doing it for
Ages.
18 years, and Wesco is, I don't know, 8 years.
Yeah, something like that. On that note, what Andy was saying, every department's going to have a liaison officer that's going to be responsible to make certain that the transactions are turned in and coded properly, because that way it'll facilitate the reconciliation of our general claims account.
So that account will be reconciled monthly?
Yes. Well, in finance, I'm asking for it to be turned in on a weekly basis.
So it'll be
Because
a
when I
week
came,
after the
yeah,
close of
when I
the
came on
month.
board, there were, I think they were way back in November, but we started pushing it, so that we're kind of current now on that note.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's my only concern. I mean,
Yeah.
I know how it's pretty much gonna work. I had one for the company, and they reconcile it every month, and
Right. No, they're doing pretty well this time around. So.
And yet, so, and the policy is there to implement those standards, because the biggest issue was having our personnel. I can tell you this, that prior to Peter Geddes leaving, actually, Peter Geddes, the ex-purchasing director, was the one responsible for actually reconciling on transactions. So you can tell that, you know, most cities actually offload that onto departments to be able to get that completed. I know that we haven't really controlled it in the past, but we're starting to do that already, and ensuring that departments are starting to reconcile. They've been doing well, like Vidal was saying.
And when are we gonna have the policy as far as, because you were saying like, you're gonna have disciplinary action up to.
Right. Well, what we're going to do right in the meantime is we're going to be conducting a user training, and
Yes.
we're going to be spelling out the do's and don'ts. We already have a listing of all the liaisons from each department. Once they're fully oriented as to how to go about it, then we're going to start implementing this program.
The
So
the
we're
spring
looking-
program is when they
right.
get the card, they also sign off on it. So
Wanna kick it
they
off.
understand that once they get the card, they sign off that they are taking responsibility for the card and they're responsible for it. So part of it has to do, well, the major thing that what makes this work is there's zero tolerance. And that's the only way it works.
I'm just saying in my office, if I don't have receipts, I don't get reimbursed for it.
Yeah.
So I think that needs to be taken into consideration.
Yeah.
Well, because it goes straight to the city, what happens, it's not reimbursed, is that if you make a mistake and you bought a Coke with it, okay, and the second time you gas your car up, third time you get fired. And so, I'm sorry to say, but every organization, and if you listen to the cities they talked about, I've implemented in 2 other cities, there's always people that get terminated. That's just the way it is, because people will push. And I'm sorry to say
Well,
that.
that's one of the things that I would want for us to be very careful in, because putting gas in their personal vehicle is not a mistake. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
I don't think that should be tolerated.
We can go from warnings to direct termination, we can do that too. I'm good with that.
Yeah. So when can y'all give us that?
On what, on the policy?
What, the policy?
It should be in,
Well,
It's in the.
it's already in.
Yes. Yes, the policy is already stated there, and it does provide disciplinary action. You know, management, of course, Mr. Pettis would ultimately determine what the corrective action would be. So it states it very broadly, so that way we can execute this as soon as possible. And if the direction is to change the way
Well,
that.
that is my only thing. I mean, there's things that can be a mistake, and those are things that are done intentionally. So something that is done intentionally, I don't think.
Well, the
Yeah.
issue is, you gotta ask the employee. The first city was mentioned, the larger city, there was zero tolerance. You made a mistake, you got fired. The last city I was at, we gave them 3 strikes, because that's what the council wanted. So the question is, do you want 0 tolerance? 1 mistake, 2 mistake? So, and so it's up, you know, I'm saying 3 because that's what the last place they wanted us to give the employees a chance, and they had to pay it. So if they bought gas, they have to pay it. But after 3 times, that's.
They still need to pay it.
Oh, yeah, they still have to pay it.
Okay.
Yeah, and if we just hold it back from their last check.
Right.
I will go no more than 2.
2, okay.
Well,
That's
what I normally do is I just revoke the card. They won't have no use for it no
Yeah,
more.
so,
And the department head is the one that's going to be verifying that the transaction is a valid transaction based on
The
timing.
liaison should be
Or the
making
liaison.
certain, because if they see a discrepancy, they should report it to their department head or their director, and then they'll bring it to our attention, and then we'll
And
address
that's going
that
to be in a timely manner with them.
Yes.
The receipts will be turned
promptly.
in
That's why I asked for them weekly.
weekly? Oh, I would want them sooner.
weekly.
It's best, weekly is best.
Yeah,
Yes.
weekly or sooner.
Yes.
Okay.
So I guess we can review it as we go. I mean, can always change it.
Right. It's subject to good changes because we'll run into some incidences that we'll come back and
Right.
address and amend it. Yes, sir.
Now, is not every city employee is getting one, or every city?
No.
Limited to
No, it's going to
those
be limited
necessities?
to key staff members that need to be done. And so we'll meet with each department head, and, you know, for example, JP runs Public Works, so he may want to have the person that runs sanitation, the person that runs streets, and so we'll visit with him and we'll see who gets it. And they understand that the responsibility that comes with it.
Puro Santa Fe.
Is the Republic
Well, I
still
move to approve the approval purchasing department, the P card, program policies and procedures policy, as an addendum to the City of Mission procurement manual.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve item number 47 as stated. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andy.
And congratulations.
I appreciate it. Running on 30 minutes of sleep, but
Okay. Next item,
48.
exciting times at Sherry Golf Course.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, City Manager, Michael Furnick, Director, Golf Director, Sherry Municipal Golf Course, requesting authorization to award bid for the Sherry Golf Course fabricated maintenance for the prefabricated maintenance building in the amount of $125,000, $803, and approval of respective budget amendment. The City of Mission accepted and opened 7 bid responses. The bids included the cost of a prefabricated maintenance building. Number 2, labor and materials to erect the building. And number 3, the site work, which will include the prepping of the site in preparation for the concrete pad. And number 4, optional installation of insulation on the prefabricated building's inner roof. The contractor will be given 120 days to complete the project after receipt of the prefabricated building. Staff recommends awarding bids to Jack's Construction, who is the lowest responsible bidder, meeting all specifications. Staff and City Manager recommend approval.
I move to approve, Mayor.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to authorize a bid to Jack's Construction for the amount of $125,803 for the construction of the prefabricated maintenance building at Sherry Golf Course.
See how they're prefabricated?
Yes. All in
Thank you all.
favor, say aye.
Thank you all very much.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much for being so patient. Yes, thank you. Bye.
When did we approve that bid, that going out for bids?
A while back.
A while back, right?
Yeah.
So why did it take?
Yeah, that was stuff. Okay, I think that's it for our regular business, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So the next item is the routine matters. City manager comment?
Yes, ma'am. 2 items. We have, when you heard that earlier from the chamber, we have a ribbon cutting on First Street and Glasscock tomorrow at 10 a.m. And then Keep Mission Beautiful is going to have their yard contest again for the scariest yard. And the registration deadline is October 25th. So anybody who would like to participate and get an award from Keep McCown for having the scariest yard, fill out the application.
We had one for Christmas, but I don't remember.
Did we have one last year for Halloween? No, this is our first year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Miss
All right.
Keep McCown, Keep Mission Beautiful. Because we're talking about all the other cities, sorry.
Coming at you.
Sorry. I didn't make that mistake.
That's what he gets for being out.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
City council comments?
No comments?
I just want to comment on the 5K that was this Saturday. It was great to see so many people out there raising awareness for breast cancer. So thank you to our employees and everyone else that participated. Thank you.
No comments.
Okay. I just want to, I have a couple of comments. So last week, we did deliver a CDBG home. So that was really, really touching and really great to do. So congratulations to staff on getting that done. And we also had fire department and police department were given a breakfast, a drive-through breakfast kind of at Mission Nursing Home, and they did that in appreciation of everything that the FD and PD does for them. So that was really nice of them, so I'd just like to thank them again for that. And that's it for me. So the next item is executive session. Is there a motion?
Also move.
There's a motion and a second to go into executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.074 and 551.071. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, and we'll be right back.
Just you.
For Greg, I know. Because I cannot vote on that one.
Oh, that's right, then you can make a motion.
What's the worst thing?
Oh,
Over on the whole process. Start already. I'm going to reconvene.
A motion
Second.
and a second to reconvene. All in favor say aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously 4-0.
Can you read the
And
motion?
so I just need a motion on
Item number 2.
On item number 2 from executive session to proceed as discussed in executive session.
I so move.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to proceed on item number 2 in executive session as discussed in executive session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. And there is one abstention.
I abstain.
Yes, so it's a 3, 4, and 1 abstention. And that's it. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. You want this?